Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Xanton, and welcome to today's video for Honkai Star Rail. Now, this upcoming week, we're going to be having a new event going live. I believe by the time I put out this video, it should be live in 2 or so days. I am talking about the Planar Fissure event right here. We've already had this event happen before. It'll be live on the 2nd until the 9th. So we got a week of this event. That will be this upcoming Wednesday. Maybe not Wednesday, maybe Tuesday or Thursdays, depending on your time zones. But it will be on the 2nd of the month. So let's actually talk about this. While we've had this event happen before, we've had a few new things released in Honkai Star Rail. And I feel like there are some people who are very confused as to what exactly they should be farming here to min-max their account. I've had a lot of people ask me this on my stream, like, hey, what should I be farming in Simulated Universe? Do you think this is good? Do you think this is good? Should I use my energy for this? Should I use my, my Trailblaze power for this? What should I focus on? This is going to be a relatively short video, though, of course, because there really isn't that much to talk about. But I do feel like you should definitely, unless you have something else you really, really, really need, like XP books or money or traces or something, this should be a huge priority to farm. You should be in Simulated Universe. Of course, you want to use those immersifiers, but consider using a lot of your Trailblazer energy in the Simulated Universe. And even if you have fuel, you also might want to consider using some of that fuel to basically get more Simulated Universe ornament rolls, because the fact that we're getting double drops is like getting 40 free energy with every run. You're getting like double the rewards, and every single pull, every single roll is worth 40 energy. So that's a lot of energy they're basically giving us for free. Yes, we can't really use that energy because it's not actually coming to us, but those extra ornaments, those extra Simulated Universe relics we're getting, that's less rolls we have to be, rolling for in the future. And that means we can use that energy we saved on other things like XP books, credits, light cone XP, whatever. So let's go and actually talk about all the worlds, all the relics. All right then, welcome to Simulated Universe. Now, World 7 is what I was talking about earlier, what I was referencing earlier when I was saying how there's been new stuff that has come out for Simulated Universe since the last time we had this event. World 7, to keep it simple, actually, before I even say that, if you actually have like a certain relic or a certain character you're farming up, farm that relic set. That's simple, really. Like, I know you probably don't want to hear that, but that's probably what you want to be farming for. However, if you still want to take advantage of this event, but you don't really have any specific relic, you don't have any specific character you're farming, you just want to farm something that will be good in general. Just like a relic that will be good for a lot of different characters and is just one of the better, more versatile relics, more versatile or playable, just good ornament sets. I say this world. World 7 is what I think you should be aiming for. Rutulent Arena. This is so good if you actually... This relic set, it's so good if you look at it. Just let's read it here really quick. Even the two-piece, there's the two-piece by itself, without the activation, it's already pretty solid. Just increases the crit rate by 8%. Yeah, that's not crazy. But, 8% crit rate is a pretty solid increase. It gets crazy when you start to activate, though. When the wearer's current crit rate reaches 70% or higher, their basic attack and skill damage increases by 20%. A 1/5 increase in damage. That's huge. Like, for content where you have to be going fast, basically, MOC, this is crazy good on certain characters. The problem is, it is really tough to activate. 70% crit rate, it's not an insanely high amount of crit rate that's needed, but it is pretty high up there. So that kind of does limit it to hunt-based damage dealers, or damage dealers, I guess, that have crit rate minor traces. I believe Blade is one of those. But, you know, so for example, you know, let's think about some characters that would love this ornament set. Zila, Su Shang. You know, they would both love this relic set. So, you know, if those are characters you have or you're gonna farm, probably you know, consider farming this. Dan Hung as well, maybe, but I feel like Dan probably likes Space Stealing Station a little bit better, or Inert Salsato. But yeah, this is so good. And the reason and before you say, well, don't most worlds have at least one good relic in them? Yes, but here's what World 7 has. Other worlds have this too, but World 7 has a second relic set, and the second, and yes, they all have second relic sets, but the second relic set, it's also really good. Broken Keel. Broken Keel is great. Let's just read it really quick. By itself, increases the wearer's effect resistance by 10%. You know, pretty solid. But if their effect resistance is at 30% or higher, all the allies get an increase in crit damage of 10%. That's great. So obviously you would want to probably put this on some kind of support style unit, because, you know, you want to have your support units, your healers, sustainers. You want to have them be able to resist CC kind of stuff, right? You know, like your Luocha or something. And then if you activate this, then, you know, your healer, your sustainer, is actually helping out your team's overall DPS, which is pretty good. And this is really good. Like, you should really consider building this set on a lot of your sustainers, because MOC, at the moment, has a solid amount of CC. And you know how HoYo works if you've played Genshin. They're going to make it more and more annoying, and there's going to be more and more CC most likely, or maybe even new mechanics which will be categorized as CC. So basically you'll want more effect res on your supporters, you know, your Natasha or your Luocha, because you want, you know, they'll sustain the CC and then they'll cleanse whatever the CC is from your damage dealer or whoever else you're playing. So yeah, very good relic set, and you probably definitely want to farm it. Now, let's say you're just not interested in these. You're not interested in Retulent Arena. You're not interested in Broken Keel. First off, the first thing I would tell you is reconsider. I'm sorry, these are just really, really good. But let's say you're not into them. Well, I have another world you could consider farming if you want to farm and you just don't have anyone specific you want to farm. World 3. And these have actually been proven to be good relics, be good sets. Space Sealing Station. We all know what it does by now. Just, you know, increases the attack of the wearer by 12%, and then when their speed reaches 120 or higher, get another 12% increase. That's pretty good. I feel like Retulent Arena has kind of like power crept this though, for a lot of characters, where a lot of characters are like, yeah, that's cool and all, but, and while you might even have it, you kind of would rather have Retulent Arena. But I do think this is a pretty solid planar ornament if you want to farm it, because some damage dealers still prefer this over Retulent Arena, because, well, they just can't activate Retulent Arena because they can't get a high enough crit rate as easily as, say, like hunt characters, you know, like erudition damage dealers or destruction damage dealers, who damage dealers basically who just don't have as high crit rates as like a Zila or something. So yeah, I like it. A good example of this would have been Jing Yuan, I guess. I feel like Jing Yuan probably likes Inert Salsato better though. And also on the other side, we have Flee of the Ageless. Flee of the Ageless is just so good though. Great for supports who just scale from HP, you know, your Bailus, your Natashas, not your Luolchas. But very similar to Broken Keel. When your speed reaches 120 or higher, and you know, your sustainers, your supporters, whatever you're going to put this on, they're going to want a lot of speed because they want to activate their abilities a lot. All allies attack increases by 8%. So, you know, again, like Broken Keel, activate Flee of the Ageless, and, you know, now your sustainer is helping push out a little more damage. Your supporter, sustainer, whatever they are. So yeah, World 3 is also a very safe one if you're just not convinced by Retulent Arena or Broken Keel. Space Sealing Station and Flee of the Ageless are also very, very good, and they have been proven to be good. One other quick note I will give for another world, if you want another world, just a third world to farm. World 4, definitely a consideration. Sprightly Vonwalk is just great. more energy regen, increased energy regen rate by 5%. When they reach 120 speed, their action is advance forward by 40% after entering battle. Very good relic set. The problem I have with World 4 is the secondary relic set, Talia, Kingdom of Banditry. I'm not saying this is a bad set, I just don't think it's as versatile as, say, like the other worlds relic sets, Space Sailing Station, Fleet of the Ageless, Retulin Arena, and Broken Keel. I do think this is actually a pretty solid set for some characters like Silverwolf. But, increasing their break effect by 16% when their speed reaches 145 or higher, more break effect. I don't know, maybe I honestly can't think of a character right now besides Silverwolf. Maybe some characters in the future, but yeah, that's my problem with World 4 is that I'm not a big fan of Talia. And before you say like, okay, but what if I want Sprightly Vonewalk? What if I just want to farm it? If you really want Sprightly Vonewalk, again, like I said earlier, farm the relic you want. This is mostly for people who just don't have any idea of exactly what they want to farm. I will say this though, unless you don't have a very specific relic to farm, farm 7 or farm World 7 or farm World 3, and what you do is every bad relic you get like just bad Retulin Arena spheres or whatever, or ropes or whatever, salvage them and create more relics. Basically get even more RNG, more pulls, more rolls to try and get, that crit rate relic, that speed relic, that crit damage relic, etc., etc. So that's pretty much it. Hope you guys have been saving some immersifiers, because I certainly haven't. But yes, highly recommend that all of you throw a lot of energy at this, especially if you don't have that many spheres and ropes farmed up. They definitely do make a difference in your characters, especially if you get good ones. And in the long run, this is going to save you quite a bit of energy. So definitely don't skip this event. Anyway, though, like I said, it's gonna be a short video, so that's all I pretty much have to say. If you have any other kind of like suggestions, anything else you're gonna be doing instead of just like farming World 7 or 3, I'd love to hear it. Personally, I've been pre-farming for Kafka. I'm actually still not even sure what planar ornament set I'm gonna use for Kafka. I've been going back and forth between a lot of them, between Space Sealing Station and others. But if you have any ideas that I haven't mentioned in this video, I'd love to hear what kind of ideas you have down in the comments below. And if you just enjoyed the video in general, I'd also love it if you could leave a like or a comment down below as well. It always helps me out, and it always helps out the channel. And if you guys want to keep up with the Honkai Star Rail, I try to put out videos every week. I would love it if you could also subscribe to the channel as well. And if you want to watch me play some Honkai Star Rail, I stream pretty much every single day over on Twitch at my account at twitch.tv/Zeniton, where I stream, like I said, pretty much every single day. Anyway, though, with that all said and done, thank you all again once more for watching this video, and until I see you guys in the next one, bye.